everybody, Claire here from Rainbow Acrylics. I'm really excited about this next paint pour I'm going to do. I did this paint pour last week. This was 6 puddles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I had so much fun doing this. Absolutely loved it, and I'm really happy with the way this has turned out. So I'm going to do something very similar but different colours. I'm going to use blues, greens and turquoises with some silver and some white. 6 cups. I've actually got 9 colours of paint I'm going to use, so I'll show you those next. I have mixed all my paints 50-50, my PVA and water pouring medium, 50% of that, 50% mixed with paint. The only colour I had to thicken up was my non-metallic turquoise colour. It was just a bit runny, and then the metallics I had to water down a little bit. So I'll show you the paints next, and then we'll get layering up the cups. So these are the colours I'm going to use. I don't think I've ever done a paint pour with so many different shades, different colours. So these 3 bottles here, these are Montmartre paints, ultramarine blue, turquoise, titanium white. Then we've got an Artina green, pale green colour, Crawfordton black, cerulean blue, graduate acrylic phthalo turquoise, and then 3 metallics, which are all Pebeo Studio acrylics. We've got the blue black, iridescent silver, and then the green blue. So let's get layering up the cups. So this is the order I'm going to layer the cups in. I've tried to alternate dark and light, dark, light, dark, light. So when they're next to each other, you get maximum contrast. The blue and the green, I quite like these 2 next to each other because then they'll make a nice turquoise. And then I've tried to separate some of the turquoises here with the metallic silver. Unless, actually, I'm going to do one change. There's 2 metallics next to each other there. So instead, I'll mix those, separate those with the white, and then put the metallic in between 2 non-metallic blues. I think that might work better. So I want to mix up make 6 cups. I think I will do 1 layer of each paint. I think I'd rather have thicker layers than them being too thin, because I've got so many cups and so many colours, I think. So I'm going to I'll start with it at this end. So when I layer these paints, I'm going to run the paint down the side. The consistency of this is quite thick. I don't know if you can see this. It's quite thick. So when you pour it on top of each self, it leaves a little trace. But they all pour off the stick really nicely. To start with, it was this blue black. I was pouring it, lifting the stick up, and then the paint stopped. It's a bit stoppy now, but I think it's okay. Actually, that one's a lot smoother. Maybe I should just add a little bit more then to the metallics. I want them to all be about the same thickness, the same consistency, because then when you tilt the painting around, they should all move together. If one is thinner than the other, that won't happen. There'll be more weight in where the metallic paint is, so that it won't glides evenly, it won't stretch evenly over the canvas. Right, so I've just added a little bit more water to my metallics, so let's get started. I'm going to pour just a little bit down the side of each. I'm just doing small amounts. I'm just going to see how far I think this is going to stretch. I'm just trying to decide, as I said, between 1 or 2 layers of each colour. This is actually going quite far. I might end up doing 2 layers of each colour in each cup, because I've got a decent amount of paint there and I've got a decent amount left. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. 2 layers in each cup. Right, I'm all ready to start. I have put really big push pins in the back of this canvas. I much prefer the really big push pins to the small ones because it just lifts the canvas off the worktop, so it's much easier to get my hands underneath when I'm tilting. I've used a level, and I've put the level on all 4 edges of the canvas just to check that it's straight. It needs to be perfectly straight. I meant to mention earlier, when I mixed up the colours of paint, for all of them I used 50 grams of paint, 50 grams of pouring medium. I've also made up 100 grams of paint, 100 grams of pouring medium here, of some extra white, and I'm going to place that in the middle. I'm just going to thin it down very slightly. And I'm going to put this in the middle and then pour the puddles on top. I'm just going to tilt that around a bit. Right, so there's a nice puddle there now. I've got air bubbles in it. Let's get rid of those. Right, and I'm going to start pouring. So as with my last one I intended to do 6 in a circle, but I ran out of room. And I like what happened in the end. So I'm going to do 5 and then hopefully 1 in the middle. That's my plan. I'm doing straight pours, but I'm going to twist my wrist around so that I can get the variation in colour. So I've just got to start really. Just thought I'd bring you in for a quick close-up before I actually start tilting this. So far so good, I'm happy with this. I've got the nice white band around each of the puddles, which I wanted. I'm really happy with the central one. I took my time to really finish the pattern off in the middle nicely and not rush that. So it's a nice pattern, and I like the fact that there's more white in the middle of that one. They've layered really nicely. The paints are really keeping their separation between the colours, which I'm happy with. So we'll see what happens as this is stretched out. I'm just going to put a little bit of extra colour or extra white down just at the edges, so that when I stretch the pattern out it doesn't roll over itself and we don't lose a lot of the design. I've watered this white down slightly. I just want it just to slide over the top. Right, wish me luck, let's get tilting. So it's finally finished. I finally finished tilting. I tilted a lot, maybe too much, not sure. Really happy with it. The colours are just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Let's just go in for a close-up. The lines have just kept themselves beautifully. And the wavy bits from the centre of the cup, just the layers of the paint, I love them. I actually really like this quite stretched bit over here. The colours of the turquoise are just gorgeous. So what's quite interesting is obviously I put 6 cups down. I've tilted a whole cup off because you can see there's the central pattern and then there's a pattern on each of the 4 corners. So actually we've lost a whole cup's worth of paint. So it's all going to be underneath there. So I'm going to scrape it all up and see if I can salvage some paint for another pour. Great, so I will show you this dry next. So I think I have my new favourite ever painting. I'm so happy with this. Let's go in for a close-up. There's quite a few things I want to show you with this painting. I've got some interesting little cells down here at the bottom. I'm just keep looking at that bit there, all the little folds of paint. It definitely gives it depth. And these lines, it's just like rippling water. The colours I'm so happy with, and look at the detail in there. Now you can't really see, but all the whiter lines there, thin lines, are actually silver, so they look amazing. And here, now look, can you see the metallic, the iridescent turquoise colour? Let me just hold this a bit steadier. Here, 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 all the way along here. This is all iridescent, so it's difficult to pick up on the camera, but that's all really shimmery. And then if you look over here, you've got silver at the top there. And then just look at this shimmer. Again, I just don't know if you can see it. And this is my favourite line. That, you see that blue line? That is iridescent, and that is just shimmering at me. Absolutely love that. And the silver lines in there. And let's go down to the bottom left. I'm just really happy with the colours. Blues and turquoises just have to be my favourite. And then add the iridescent element to it. Really happy with this. So it's quite a large canvas. It's 61 by 61 centimetres square. So it's quite large. So this will really, wherever this ends up hanging, this will really be a real feature of any room, I think. Great, so thank you so much for watching. Please leave me comments, please subscribe to my video, and see you again soon. Bye.